All right. This is session, I want to say 11, Descent into Fernia. Who would like to give the recap?
We were talking to some guy who was probably a polymorph dragon, but as far as Solomon is concerned, was probably a guy who happened to be polymorphed into a dragon and just changed back so that he could converse with us. And basically, I mean, other than tempting my mother to stay with him forever, he really just facilitated our not dying and then sent us on our way into Fernia, where we found ourselves in the broken city of Flamekeep. Is that the city's name? That has a giant crack down the middle. We know that we have to find Jayla Duran and somehow get that city back and prevent the world from the real world from dying, not Fernia. Fernia can die. I think we're okay with Fernia dying. Solomon was confused as there are far fewer ferns than he was expecting to find here. We started down an alleyway. We ran into a woman who was running with her child in her arms, being chased by some bearded devils. We saved her. I don't remember if she was still with us, but I think we were taking her to some place of relative safety that Ewan knew about. So as we were going,
that bar, yeah,
it was a bar.
right,
The
right.
Winchester.
We're going to the Winchester.
Winchester, that's right.
We tried to give her a syringe. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I equipped their children.
Being shifty.
So, then Solomon noticed a bunch of guys down a different alley who went into a building, and we decided to go see. They appeared to be human as far as I could tell. So we went over to investigate that. The inside of the building obviously smelled a bit like an abattoir with a bunch of rotting flesh somewhere. So we investigated further and found that they were consuming someone's body, and they appeared to be have pointed teeth and generally be ghoulish. There was a crying child in the hallway, and so Solomon decided that he would just immediately attack them or something.
Yep. So we are going to
we also found out that we of course arrived. The city is broken in two, so there's a giant crack running down the middle. We of course arrived on the wrong side of that crack, so that we have to get to the cathedral to find Jayla Duran. We will at some point have to figure out how to get across that divide in the middle of the city.
Yep.
Never easy.
So, let us go to the battle map. Open it for each one's player. Does everybody see the battle map?
Yeah.
And then where's a commoner? Here. So this is the little girl that Solomon saw.
I have waited for you.
Okay, and then share the screen. Doobity-doo, doobity. All right. So I know Solomon was in the front and charging forward, but I didn't know where everybody else was. So if you guys want to arrange your tokens, this is the door, the entrance into the place.
I feel like Ewan was right there with him.
You know what? Hold on. It's fucking freezing in here. I need to shut that window. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone.
They killed a dog. Now they have to die.
All right. All right, so let's roll initiative. Remember, click on your token first.
-1.
Yikes.
It was a very impressive initiative there.
You go tomorrow.
First one to run in, last one to react, I guess.
The dog! It just gets stuck.
He's just so devastated.
I like to think like a lace from his boot tripped him up.
Wait. God damn it! I didn't put rolled twice for the ghoul, didn't it?
There's a ghoul
No.
on a ghast.
Okay, so I don't know why it did that. Alright, so we'll keep the ghoul at 21 and then we'll just add in the gas.
No,
Okay, here we go. So, Ewan is up, ghoul on deck, Lux in the hole.
Do I have to step into Solomon's space in order to get through the door, or?
I mean, you can step through his space, no problem, though.
Or can I just go like this?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so
The map
5,
isn't really the best scaling, so.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right. Right up there.
All right.
I'm going to punch this guy.
Before you do that,
Yeah.
you are going to
Gotta
make a
make a-
Constitution saving throw.
I'm good.
You're fine.
I know, because he stinks like a motherfucker.
So put up a token to let us know that you're immune for the next 24 hours.
Here we go. My mouth is covered. My nose. See?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna fight this guy.
All right. Fight him.
let's do. Let's see. All right, so punch. Ugh, wow,
It's a miss.
fucking brutal. And then I'll just hit him again.
Okay, that one hits.
All right. Just to see what he's got. Hit him a couple times. I don't want to do much else right now, so. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So in response, the ghasts and the ghouls they hiss. They're like, "These are our meals. Go away!" And then these guys rush in to
I
attack.
want to eat your fucking people.
They misunderstand why we are here.
This one vaulting over the table and over doing an acrobatic somersault over his friend to get in range. So where is that? And then they all begin. One of them attempts to bite you, Ewan. The others are going for the claws.
Oof. Yeah, that'll hit me.
And then the two others attempt to claw into you.
Miss. Miss.
Lux, you are up. Guest on deck. Let's see some hole.
Well, I guess we're fighting these guys. Is this the door here, or is it just?
Right here. Oh, that door that's the door from the outside. Yes.
Okay.
And this is kind of like a little entranceway.
I can just get inside the door. I'll just pick one of these guys and shoot my bow at him. The guy on the right.
This one?
Yep. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, that hits. That's pretty good damage. So you catch that ghoul in the eye with the arrow, and it's popping through his head, and he screams, and he says, "No, these are mine!"
And Slobber Chops looks on disapprovingly. Done.
Anything else you want to do?
I guess I really can't move. Hopefully I'm not blocking the door and nobody can get in.
No, people can move through your space. So
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, so this ghast is, since Ewan is right there, he is going to attempt to claw into you. Oof. All right.
Eyes of the great. No, wait. Let that
All right. Chance to
Level up.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not
That's a
confirmed.
miss.
It's just max damage, which is 15. And then you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. I think I'm all right. Yeah.
You're good. And then this one is gonna run forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's just gonna kind of hold his action there.
Thank you.
Lacis, you're up. Dr. Shiva on deck, Solomon in the hole.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Sure, 30. That seems like a terrible idea, but sure. I will attempt to damage this one that I'm right in front of.
I think you have to make a con save.
To attack him?
Oh,
There's a
there's a stench.
Yeah.
But you are just outside of it.
Okay.
That's this guy and this guy.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Primal Savagery then.
Yes. Just barely, too. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Dr. Sheev, you're up. Solomon on deck. Ewan in the hole.
Okay. So Dr. Sheev will walk in and be like, "Oh boy," and then he'd open his like his coat and like struggle to find a spider, bring it out, fill it with some impregnation juice, and throw it to the roof. We're bringing a protector. Can I bring him? Does that work? There he is. And he's gonna like latch onto the roof and start spitting spiders into these guys' mouths, into Lacis and Ewan's mouth.
Sorry, what are you doing? What are
I'm
you
shooting
doing?
spiders into your mouth. It's all good. You'll be fine.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Just open wide.
No.
All right. So, yeah. So everybody within that radius receives 7 temporary hit points. So that would be Ewan, Lacis, Dr. Sheev, and Lux.
Mmm. What tasty spider juices.
Like I look back, I'm like, no, and it like splashes in, like, oh, what the fuck is that?
So Dr. Sheev, I'll let you throw it on the roof or on the ceiling, but you're going to want it here because there is a barrier right here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Alright.
Yep, cool. Easy. All right, that's me.
All right. Solomon, you're up. Ewan on deck. Ghouls in the hole.
Is it tomorrow already?
Yep. So I move. Can I move here to this spot, or is there something in the way?
No, you can move there.
Okay. So I move there and raise my shield with the holy symbol on it and yell, "In the name of the silver flame, flee from this place!" And I turn undead.
Okay. So is that a Constitution saving throw?
Let's see. It's a wisdom saving throw, I believe. DC 15. Wisdom
Okay.
saving throw.
DC what?
15.
All right. All of them
Big oof.
hiss, and they're like, "No! No!" So they have to run away now, or
Yes, they have to move away from me, basically.
can you post the ability in the chat? Perfect. Can't take reactions. Have to use dash. Try to escape. There's nowhere to move. They use a dash action. Okay, so these ones. So did they move now
No, it's
or on their turn? Okay. Anything else you're doing for your turn?
No, that's my action.
Okay. Ewan.
Would Ewan know what just happened?
Well, is there a visual effect to your turning?
I would say yes. As I raise my shield, the shield has a holy symbol of the silver flame on it, but it's otherwise just a depiction of like a static flame. But as I raise it up and summon this holy power, you see the flame seems to come to life, and the shield itself seems to be covered in silver flame on the outside of it.
And I imagine in the presence of this, you can see the flesh of the ghouls and the ghasts begin to sizzle.
Okay. Well, that one fucking hit me hard, so I'm gonna hit him back.
Okay.
The same one I hit, I believe, is the one that crit against me, right?
Which one? That was this guy.
Yeah, the one there. Yeah, that's the one I hit originally. So,
yeah,
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
Punch.
Okay. You hit, and he is no longer affected by the turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which I should actually.
And I'm gonna spend a moxie to give him the old 1-2.
All right. The second one hit.
Yeah.
All right. So your punches strike hard enough. You feel some of the bones crack beneath his skin.
Alrighty.
All right. Ghouls. So both of you guys get an attack of opportunity now if you want to take it.
I suppose
Yeah,
they
I
could
do
be
not.
intelligent enough to disengage, but
They have to take the dash action.
okay.
Yeah, so then. And don't you have sentinel feet?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want it to keep the creature from moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the guy. Because I don't think that Ewan quite understands what's happened.
Okay. So that would keep him right here. So -9. And then Solomon, are you taking an attack of opportunity?
No.
Okay.
Well, you might as well now. I just hit
But
him.
I didn't think you were going to attack him, so I was not prepared.
Well, now he's just standing there. So.
I mean, Solomon really didn't think this through, actually, because he was driving them all towards the little girl that he's trying to save. But that's Solomon.
Yeah. All right. So you stop this one. This one is gonna begin leaving, heading over there. This one is also gonna flee. Oh, yeah, no, not yet. Not his turn yet. Lacis, this guy moves away, so you can take an attack of opportunity if you want.
No.
Okay. He's gonna end up here. And they begin cowering in the corner. In fact, this one kind of starts grabbing the little girl and kind of like hugging her close and putting her in front of himself. And he actually begins saying, "Protect me, little one!"
Hope he's not a nervous eater.
All right. Lux, you're up. Guests on deck. Lacis in the hole.
Hmm. So let's see. Are the gas the ones with the?
These guys.
Okay, yeah. Is that that's the one that Tony's character's been fighting, right?
This one is the one that Tony hit.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him with my bow.
Okay.
The other one ran off.
All right. He is, you catch him in the neck, and black ichor begins flowing freely down his chest, and he looks like he's wobbly on his feet.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. All right, so this guy is going to move back. This guy, he is actually going to use the disengage action. And then he's going to begin weaving through the crowd. Tony, does your sentinel feet, well, wait.
Well, I used my reaction already, so
That's right, you did.
I could still get him even if he disengaged.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, wait a minute. No, he took disengage, so he can't go beyond that. And then that's their turn. Lacis, you are up. Dr. Sheeb on deck, Solomon in the hole.
Okay, I am going to use Balm of the Summer Court to heal Ewan a little bit.
Okay.
I finally remembered I had that. So
I was wondering when you were going to remember that.
I disappeared for too long and forgot my stuff. So he gets, is that all he gets? Yep, he gets 7 hit points, but it was a bonus action at least.
Okay. And then do you want to do anything with your action?
What's that look like? What's that feel like?
Warm and summery.
Of course.
How else would it feel?
Like a bomb.
Exactly. Yes, I am going to move towards the little girl at least. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Tell her to run?
So this guy's actually grabbing
That's right. He's hugging her and cowering.
and actually, as you look at her more closely, her hands and feet are tied.
Fun. All right. Well, that's it for now then.
All right, Dr. Sheev.
Right. Well, I'll move this guy back in here so I can spit some more spiders at everyone. So, where's that button? There it is.
So everyone gets 9 temporary hit points in the circle. So Lux, Ewan, Solomon, and Dr. Sheev. if you already had the 7 temporary hit points, this is a reminder. This overwrites it. It doesn't add on to it.
Yep. And then I say, well, I don't mind getting a little bit dirty, and I slap on some gloves and I run over to this guy to grapple him.
Interesting.
Yes.
While Ewan's yelling at him, that thing fucking stop that.
So, first of all, make a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're fine. So we're gonna give you a little thing so that you're immune, and we know that.
Okay.
So you want to make an athletics check then
Yeah.
to grapple him?
Yeah. Why not? Oh yeah.
Somehow he's just too weak to fight against Dr. Sheev's obviously kung fu grip.
Yeah, his awesome might.
It's the really rubbery gloves. You know? They got
Oh
that
yeah,
grip.
The grippy ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got the hospital socks and put them on your hand, didn't you?
Guy's own socks.
Yeah.
This guy's on socks.
And I've walked 5 feet. I'm then gonna drag him up this way. Move that other way. Maybe move him to there and be like, "You can't escape us! Help! Someone help! Quick!"
So he is. We're gonna use that as grappled. So you moved him 5, 10, 15.
Yep, that's good. Let's put that back there. There we go. And that's me.
Okay. Solomon.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're in the stink now.
Yep. Seeing that Dr. Sheev has grappled, clearly Dr. Sheev has this one under control. But nevertheless, I will, with Heaven's Fall in my other hand, still holding the shield facing those things, I will take a swing to the side and try to hit the one that's grappled.
And go ahead and describe how you destroy it.
So as I see him over there, I bring the Heaven's Fall back and swing out, hitting it in the head, sending its head flying off of its shoulders into the corner, and the body crumples. And Solomon yells, "I have found their weakness. Without their heads, they have no power."
Yeah, nice going, holy man.
I'll make a note of that.
And as you do that, one of the ghouls shouts, "No, Ben! You were the good one!" Anything else you want to do?
I will advance on this one here.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Ewan is up. Ghoul on deck. Lux in the hole.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot that first round I had advantage on all of my attack rolls. I think I still hit. I did still hit. Okay, I was double checking. Sorry. I was just looking through my abilities. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this guy right quick.
All right.
Punch.
All right. You hit him right in the bread basket. He doubles over and looses some breath and spittle on you. But he recovers from it, and he looks like he is about to return the favor.
All right. Bonus action, punch him again.
And and you clean his clock, and he's not able to return the favor. So go ahead and describe how this one goes down.
I'll just punch him in the gut, right? He keels over. He looks up like he's about to attack. I'm like, mm-mm. And I just, second hand comes around and just that perfect, like, his head snaps and he just falls.
Okay. Do you want him to still be alive, or is he dead?
I'll.
Because the way you described it, it could go either way.
Yeah, indeed.
A little bit harder with Kurt.
Off with your head.
Maybe taking their heads off isn't their weakness.
I'll leave it up to 100.
All right.
If it's below 50, he's dead.
All right.
All right. Well, there's that.
Wow, he's super dead.
Yeah. There's 3 others. All right.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right. Here we go. All right. That's a bonus action movement.
Okay. Lassice, I forgot when you went in that space that you are in the stink. Go ahead and do that Constitution save right now. Okay, you're fine. And we'll put the, no, not that one, this one. Protected from the stink. So this ghoul is just going to use the dodge action since he can't really do anything else. And this is dodge. Same thing with this guy. This is dodge. Lux.
Guess I'll just shoot that one in front of me.
Okay. All right. It's not a critical because he's dodging, so you actually have disadvantage, but it still hits. And he is no longer affected by the turn undead ability.
All right.
Anything else you want to do?
I'll move back.
Okay. So just want to check something real quick. And you're using a short bow, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you want, just because I know that you've started taking up the bow, I don't know if you're interested, but if you wanted to use your martial arts ability or flurry of blows after taking the attack action with your short bow, I would allow it.
Oh, okay. I still move back.
Okay. Gast is going to do the dodge action because he can't do anything else. Lassice.
I will attempt primal savagery on, I can't do that on the Zoom version, on this guy.
Okay. A 16 hits, and he is no longer affected by the turn. No, that's wrong.
Right. And that's it.
All right. Dr. Sheev, you're up. Solomon on deck. Ewan in the hole.
I'm going to move up to 5, 10, 15, and then I'm going to pull out my crossbow and take a shot. There it is.
Which one?
Oh, this one, the one which is directly in front of there.
Okay. So it's not a crit because he's dodging, but you still managed to hit. So it deals 4 damage.
Good. And I say, I can do that too, Lux. And then I take a step back, and my spider starts skittering along the roof. All right, that's me.
Okay. Solomon, you're up. Ewan on deck. Ghoul in the hole.
So I will, where to move to? Oh, I will move here, and I'm going to attack that one that just got hit by my mom with Heavenfall.
Okay.
I think I hit it twice. You want me to roll again since I hit it twice?
No, we'll use the first one, so that's fine. So go ahead and describe how this one gets it.
So this time, as I come up, I swing and hit it in the chest, but the radiant flame from Heavenfall just it catches on fire, and the chest cavity burns out and hollows out, and it falls.
Okay. So no confusion there whether it's alive or not.
As I dive under the body.
Anything else you wanted to do?
No, that's it.
Okay. Ewan, you're up.
All right, so this one is not turned, right?
It's no longer turned.
I will punch it. Punch.
Okay. That
Looking all right.
hits.
I'm going to go ahead and spend another Moxie to give him the old 1-2.
All right. Both hit. So you really knocked the daylights out of him, and he is wobbling on his feet, but he is coming back and getting ready to return the favor.
I welcome it.
Anything else?
There's a glint in Ewan's eye. But that's all, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
You guys got to try to run away.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So now that Solomon, you're no longer blocking the path. This guy is going to because it's the beginning of his turn, the dodge is gone, so he is going to try and escape. Ewan, you can use your reaction if you wish.
I mean, no, actually, I don't. I don't want to do it.
And Lacis, do you want to use your reaction to make an attack of opportunity?
No.
Okay. So he is gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. All right. Lux, you're up. Guest on deck. Lacease in the hole.
So why are we letting this guy run away?
I mean, you're not if you don't want it to.
Fuck that guy. I'm going after him.
All right.
15, 20. I think pretty sure I can get to him. I'm just going to beat the wheels off him.
Okay.
Bonus attack.
He is no longer under the effect. Oh, wait. Well.
Knock his ass out.
All right. Roll to confirm.
Aww.
All right. So it's not confirmed, but still, you deal 30 damage. Or, wait, no. On a confirmed crit. So you still deal max damage, but then there's also that additional damage that you deal, right? From the your orcish savagery or some shit like that.
I have no idea.
Mhm.
So I think it's
An extra weapon damage.
15 total, I want to say, because it would make sense if it would be half of 30. So that will knock it out or kill it, your choice.
Oh, yeah, it's dead.
Okay, so how does he die?
I just see him run by, and I chase after him and put up my bow as I run up to him and hit him in the face, and then hit him with a cross, and he drops, and the cat looks at me disapprovingly.
Perfect. All right. Guest is up. It is making a move to the girl. So, Solomon, you can take an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Yeah, I do.
I thought he was coming at me.
After his buddy left, he was looking at the girl to try and use her as leverage, but unfortunately, Heaven's Fall kept him from seeking that opportunity out. So, how does he die, Solomon?
Come on.
As he moves, I hit him on the side. He also catches on fire and begins to just burn and collapses into just ash and a husk.
Perfect. All right.
I'm really glad the first gas didn't just run away, because that lady and her kid are probably right outside.
Oh, yeah.
And so you and, he was in the brunt of that for a bit, so he's breathing a little heavy. He'll turn to somebody. He's like, hit me. Somebody.
I'll hit him.
Slap.
I raise Heavenfall up.
And he just stands there.
In the distraction, Dr. Sheev sort of just starts looking at this body. He's like,
I'm gonna cut the restraints on the girl.
Wait, I thought, is anybody hitting Ewan?
Half-assedly
I am-
punch him once.
Yeah, I am confused about why he wants me to hit him, so I'm not like fully ready to pound on him just yet.
So you kind of half raise head and fall, and you're like looking at everybody else, like, "Are we doing this?"
Like arms out, like ready, like he's expecting it. And then you don't do it, and he's like, ah, fucking.
I'm so confused. Is Tony trying to level everyone up?
No, what I'm trying to do is use that ability there, so I can get all my moxie back.
Are you kidding me?
No,
So I should have hit him.
I mean you didn't. It's
3/4
fine. I'll live. Next
Yeah.
battle.
Just over half-acidly. 3/4 acidly.
Next battle. It'll be fine.
All right.
That's why I didn't swing at the guy when he ran, because I need my reaction.
Okay. So let's see. So you begin to cut the bindings of this little girl, and she is crying, and she's quite dirty. She looks like she is covered in soot. But if you examine her, she seems to be healthy. She doesn't seem to have any injuries, no cuts, no bruises. So you guys were able to get to her in time before they were able to start really
Eating her.
Yeah.
I start doing like mental calculation here. Like, how far do I think we are from the inn?
Probably like maybe a half mile.
And that's as the crow flies, or
No, about a half mile, like walking or running through the alleyways or the streets.
okay. And this is another little girl,
Mm-hmm.
like small. How? I mean,
She's probably about 12, 13 years old.
all right. So she should be able. No, she's still fucking
old
slow.
enough to
What am I
fight.
thinking? These fucking 12-year-olds, they're too slow.
What?
I was just thinking of like, oh, she should be able to keep up. I'm like, well, 12-year-olds, they're pretty fucking slow too if you're like racing them.
Yeah,
Just
but,
They have
And-
short
and-
legs. They're not quite done growing unless they were.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But at least you know you're gonna outrun her, and then so that's really all that matters, right?
Yeah, if we're being chased by a bear.
Yeah, a bear.
That's the concern here. A bear.
Yeah.
A bear
A
made of
demon
teeth.
bear.
Teeth and spiny beards.
So what does this place look like? This building that somehow survived? Because a lot of the other things sound like they were reduced to individual walls.
Yeah, so I mean, there are still a number of buildings that are intact in Flamekeep, but there's also a lot of destruction and devastation. So this is one of the buildings that is more intact. It looks like previously it was a normal dwelling that would house a family. You're guessing that many of them are probably the remains scattered across the floor that the ghouls and the ghasts were eating into.
So what kind of building is this? Is this like a store or just a like a resident building or?
At least this section looks like it was used as a residence.
Okay.
So are we dragging this kid along with us too? Gonna start an entourage.
Yep.
I don't think we can leave her here.
So which one of these are your parents? And I like look around at all the bodies.
Let's maybe not draw attention to being a new orphan.
So she looks at you, Dr. Sheev, full of tears, and she says, "What? No, none of them.
Ah. Well, that's lucky.
I got separated from my parents." They-
We will take you to a place of safety. Perhaps your parents are there, or if not, you will be able to be reunited with them later. But we should get out of here. Were there any more of those things, or was this all of them?
There were a few more. They said they were going to hunt. They said that they were raised from the graveyard. Can that happen? Can people wake up from the graveyard?
Well,
Unfortunately,
for sure.
yes.
Yes.
Let's get moving. Yeah.
I've seen all
Let's
sorts
not
of
dwell
things
on
raised.
this. Sheev, shut the fuck up.
It doesn't
Let's
even
get
need to
moving.
be from a graveyard.
So my parents, they were trying to go to the high hall. There's supposed to be people there that and they're somehow protected from all of the monsters.
Where is this high hall?
Yeah, what's that?
It's
I ask out of character. Surely I know already.
yeah, Ewan would surely know. So High Hall is if Flamekeep was built around the Flamekeep Cathedral, High Hall would be the military fortress set up to protect Flamekeep from any outside invaders.
And that's on the other side of the chasm, I presume?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I also guess this kid hasn't seen a 20-foot demon running outside either. So I doubt that thing that place still stands.
Mm. If anything, it's where the demons have set up their own base.
Why would you guys say that? No, my mommy and daddy said that that's where all the people, the survivors were going. We were heading there. We heard other people trying to head there, but there was a big like earthquake and I fell and I didn't know where I was. I was shouting for my parents, but I didn't hear them.
Well, listen, we'll find them if we can. We're going to a different place that's better than this. You ever heard of the Winchester?
What's that?
It's well, hopefully it's a safe haven.
It is
Listen, you're better
close.
off with us than staying here by yourself.
Yes, you should not stay here.
No. If
Come along.
Okay. You guys are gonna protect me, right?
Yeah,
Of
just stay
course.
away from that one. And I point
Yes.
to Sheev.
And I'll buy you a drink when we get there.
I'm sure she's of legal age.
For sure.
All right. So then you meet up with the mom and the kid outside, and they were kind of hiding off to the side. They found a little like
Bush.
a cubby or something in the side of the building. So you guys begin making your way over to the Winchester.
Can I collect my arrows before I leave?
How many arrows did you use?
3.
Okay. All right, you can get 1 back.
Okay, cool.
The other 2 were destroyed. All right, so as you guys start making your way to the Winchester, I imagine you are trying to keep out of view. So you're hearing all around you really disturbing sounds. You hear from some places what sounds like battle going on and explosions. In other directions, you hear people moaning and sobbing. Some are crying for help. And occasionally you peek out your head and you see bands of demons and devils marching down the streets, sometimes encountering a survivor or 2, and then doing things that are probably best left undescribed, at least at this point. So let's see. I'm going to randomly roll for one of you, and then I'm going to take a page out of Kurt's book in terms of the overland travel. We're not going to do it for everybody, but we're going to give a couple of you some chances to roll and see how you guys get around all the chaos. So, 1, 2, 3. 6 is wild card. So Tony, describe a skill that you would like to use as you are leading the group through the streets of Flame Keep towards the Winchester.
How about some athletics? I know the quickest way there, right? But perhaps some of the way is collapsed, blocked off a little bit, but like I'm strong, I'm athletic, can sort of push beams out of the way so that people can pass under and stuff, shit like that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Come on, don't let me down. Come on. Okay, that's pretty good. I feel like that's okay at this level. It's like my passive athletics.
Okay. So go ahead and describe an instance where you use your athletics as you successfully navigate it.
Okay. Perhaps then one of these times that I started like propping things up out of the way so that people can pass under, it became unstable. Perhaps something like burning fell down, but I got like a leather jacket on that's kind of resistant to being caught on fire. So I just like blocked it with my back and everybody just sort of passed underneath me.
Okay. That's got to be rather hot though too, right? It's got to be
That's
also
fine.
retaining all that heat. And now being in Fernia.
Fine. Exactly. Being in Fernia, this fire's fucking nothing.
So that is a good point. It is very hot. even and the breeze seems to be even hotter. It's like the wind. Unlike in normal circumstances where wind would be cool and you know comforting, here it just brings more heat. So it's probably about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Brendan, I think that's about close to 40 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking annoying. Yeah, you're right. 40 degrees on the dot.
Wow, look at that. I'm so international.
He had Google open.
So keep that in mind as you guys are going through things. So now we're gonna go ahead and let's see. Brendan, describe a skill other than athletics that is going to help you navigate this situation and getting to the Winchester as you follow Ewan.
So I feel like I'll use survival, and the way I'll use it is like I'll explain that like going through like this really dodgy looking like rubble building or whatever, we can get there faster. Does that sound about right? Yeah.
Okay.
I know
So
it's really hard to think of things other than like just the demolished buildings and stuff like that. What else is around here which you can, I don't know, that would work?
So I mean that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Recommending, you know, perhaps you see some monsters coming across the way. You try to alert the others really quickly, and using your intuition, you have a sense that going through this building might be a quick way to get to safety as well as to keep on the same route.
Okay. Well, here comes the roll. Hey, not bad.
Okay. So yeah, so Dr. Sheev, you as you guys are going down an alley, you see off to the side a massive creature. It looks like kind of like a giant yak, but its horns are made of just pure fire. And you kind of, but strangely, despite its size, it doesn't seem to make any sound as it steps. And so you are able to see that and draw people's attention to it and stop everybody from crossing that street. And then you see actually a sewer.
Yeah.
And you really quickly are able to get everybody through there to go into the sewer in hopes that maybe it's a safer route.
Yeah. And just to add, I like, as people like walk through like the sewer pipe or whatever they're going to, I'd give them like some like disposable gloves, and then I'd put like one of the spider things on their mouth as like a respirator and just push them through.
Jesus. The cure is worse than the disease. Okay. So after all of that, you guys manage. So Ewan, you know the route well enough that even going underground into the sewer, you're able to navigate. You do hear beneath the sewer, although the sounds are muffled, you do still hear those sounds from above. But you also hear some more disturbing things within the sewer. You at one point you hear what sounds like someone singing, and you also hear the sound of rushing water, but no water seems to be coming into the sewer. In fact, if you like looking at the sewer, it's bone dry as well. So there are despite the fact that you guys were able to safely navigate the sewer at this time, it does seem like, at least from the things that you heard, there may be similar dangers down there. But you are able to direct everybody up, and once you emerge from the sewer, you see right there in front of you the Winchester.
Oh, look at that. Am I good or am I good?
The best, it seems. Now let's get inside quick.
So you try and get inside, and the Winchester is locked.
There is side entrance.
I know there's that underground entrance.
Also,
Mother, can you pick the lock?
the windows appear to be boarded up as well.
I'll knock.
What's that?
I'll knock on it. We got humans out here. I mean, mostly humans. We got regular people out here. That'd be the term.
We got people.
We got people out here. We got humans. Sorry, Lux.
So after a moment, it's still quiet, and you guys are right there out in the street at the front.
So how big
Yeah.
is this building? Does it look like, is it part of like a block or is it a separate building?
No, it's a part of a block. So there are other buildings next door. A couple of the buildings look to be pretty badly damaged, not completely destroyed, but some sections have collapsed.
I got thieves' tools. I'm not trained. I'll try it.
Okay.
You just want me to roll?
Roll dexterity.
Okay.
Okay. So you're able to pick the lock, but you try to open the door and it seems to have been barricaded from the inside.
Barricaded from the inside.
Well, that's quite smart.
Do I remember any sort of like special password from being here before?
They're still enforcing the door policy, you think?
Do I have to give a special handshake?
Gotta slip the entry fee underneath the door, you know.
Klaatu Barada Nikto.
So, Ewan, give me, are you proficient in history?
Am I proficient in it?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a history check.
Ah, come on. I don't have any moxie to spend anyways. I can't give myself advantage.
Okay. So yeah, so if there was any kind of passcode or whatever, you hadn't been around to the Winchester enough to pick it up.
Yeah. It's fine. I know the secret knock. It's always the secret knock. Always works. These devils don't know that shit. They have no rhythm.
There must be like a side or service entrance. We should get out of the street and at least try to make our way in through some other door.
Agreed. We'll find a side entrance.
Okay, so Ewan, you would know that there is a side entrance which is supposed to lead into the kitchen, and that is down one of the alleys. As you approach that, you do you hear well, everybody give me perception checks.
Look at us.
Okay. So, Dr. Sheev, I'm gonna send you a message with what you see.
So how long do your temporary hit points last?
Let me double check. Well, it doesn't say, but the construct stays around for an hour if it's been an hour. So I could just send it to do it again.
Right. Normally,
If it doesn't say, it's there till they're gone. Or
right, well,
overwritten.
or there's
Maybe
a
a
short
round,
rest.
I don't know.
But yeah, or a rest, right.
Typically, I think most temporary hit points last an hour, but if it doesn't say, I would say they'll last until you get a short or long rest.
Okay, that's cool. I'd start pointing at the floor and just be like, shh, there's something coming. And like you just see like these weird I don't know, marks appearing on the floor.
On the ground?
On the
In the
grounds,
alley?
yeah, on the grounds in the alley, yeah.
What kind of marks?
Like footsteps.
So I would hunker down, raise my shield.
The minute that you point that out, they stop.
Oh, I'm definitely not crazy. I definitely saw it. Yeah,
Do I
look.
see where they stopped? Like once you pointed it out and we see them, do I see where it stopped?
Yeah.
I will run at it and like grab at the air.
Give me an athletics check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
There's something we can't see. I will look to the cat. The cat will be the first to go after the thing we can't see.
Yeah, is it actually a Tressum cat? Because they see invisibility.
Then and then sorry, real quick. So, Ewan, despite your terrible grasp at air, you managed to grab hold of something, and as you grab hold of it, it says, "Hey, let me go! Let me go! Help! Help!"
You shut the hell up. What's wrong with you?
And then
Show yourself.
And then once he calls for help, a couple of the windows, the shutters open, and there are people with crossbows and short bows out. And then from up above, you hear somebody call out, "Who's there?
People.
Who are you?"
I'm Euandros, Didonath. Didonath? I don't know how you pronounce that properly.
Didonath.
Didonath. All right. Sure.
And I am Solomon Farr of the Flame's Hand. We have women and children with us.
How do we know you're not demons or devils or those undead wretches that have risen from the cemetery?
Well, ask your invisible buddy here if he's gagging.
Show us your intentions. Release him.
I do intend to, but I do wish to see him first. I do not like to be surprised.
If you wish to show us that you mean us no harm, you will release our spotter.
Hmm.
I see no reason why you need to continue to grapple there. Look out.
I'll let go.
Okay. So you say that you are Ewan de Denieth, and then Solomon Farr of the Flame's Hand.
Yes.
Sure, I have some form of like insignia or something like that I can show.
Yeah, Denieth typically have some kind of papers or something that mark them of their family. And Solomon, you can also show them the regalia that you carry of the Flame's Hand if you happen to have it with you.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And then you can see the leader kind of looking at the rest of you and seeing that others are dressed in the having some kind of hints at association with the Flame's Hand, and he tells everybody, "Okay, put your weapons away, let them in." And then they close the shutters, and you hear them begin boarding them, and then you hear people moving heavy objects and working really hard to unbarricade the door, and they do, and then you see somebody quickly motioning for you to come in.
So I will direct the little girl we just saved through the door and follow in behind her.
Okay. Yeah, so the little girl and then also the mother and child come in. And then once you guys are in, you see them moving a wrought iron stove, as well as some other heavy objects to put in front of the door. And you see a man looking really ragged. His face is covered in soot. He appears to have a leather armor, though it's definitely seen wear and tear. But he looks at you, and as he looks at you, you notice that one of his eyes is missing, and it's a pretty fresh wound. And he says, "Well, welcome to the Winchester." And with that, do you guys mind if we take a 5-minute break?
That's fine.
I'll take a pint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Peter's link?
I did.
I never really got into Ren and Stimpy. I never found it funny, so I never watched it. But I do find this song amusing because this actually could be our fate.
I really loved Ren and Stimpy growing up. I was not a fan of the reboot that they did, and apparently they're making another one.
I didn't even know they did a reboot.
Spike TV.
I didn't even know Spike TV was still around.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I remember watching on Spike TV was 1,000 Ways to Die.
I know there used to be some things. It may have been reruns. I remember there was something I used to watch on Spike TV, but I just can't remember what it was. Spike TV that may have been the place. They used to have a show where it was just they would like pit like ninjas against like Napoleonic musketmen.
Oh yes, Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah. Just random things, and
beforehand, it's kind of hard to measure how much.
I would spend a lot of time watching and thinking, I disagree.
Yeah, and then they would do the reenactment with the play-by-play for each of the weapons.
Right. Nonetheless, I did like watching them like test the weapons on the ballistics gel dummy.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show Forged in Fire?
I have a couple times.
I really like that one. Getting to see all those cool weapons get fabricated and then how they're used and everything.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that show when I watched it. I assume it's probably like I could probably binge it at some point, and it is the kind of show where I could start and then just continue watching episode after episode.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
What's
So, Forged in Fire.
I don't know. Is that the one where they make swords?
Yeah.
Yeah, they make all kinds of historical weapons.
I've just been watching Cobra Kai.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I actually quite like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, they get Ralph Macchio and the other guy who played,
Mhm.
the bully in the first movie, right?
I mean, it's not like they're doing anything better now.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? It took Ralph Macchio being 60 years old to finally look like he's over 30.
But didn't that show start out? It was like that other guy show. Like I do wonder, like, is he pissed off now? Ralph Macchio has made him the other guy again.
Yeah, even though he was the real Karate Kid.
I don't know. I'm not in the second season. I'm most of the way through the first season, and it's fairly even, honestly. It focuses a lot more evenly instead of more heavily on Daniel-san. So
I just feel like I need to watch Karate Kid now because the extent of what I know about Karate Kid I learned from watching Community. There was an episode where they did a stage production of Karate Kid.
I've seen the Karate Kid before. I've seen the sequel. I saw the one with Hilary Swank. I never really got into it.
it's fine. It's not for
It's
everybody.
all the memes.
I liked it. I mean, it's not like a great movie, but it's like a staple from the 80s, I guess.
Yeah.
It was good. Like it's not like the plot is genius. It's like Mr. Miyagi is a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
Right.
Daniel, not so much.
Well, that being said, like I actually quite like the show, so so I mean, that's what
I've heard some good things. One of these days I'll probably pick it up after. Oh my gosh, I have so many shows to get through. I still need to get through the last couple of seasons of Supernatural. I need to
Oh,
watch
boy.
The Boys.
Need to. Well, so the boys you can kind of
watch
wait
the
because
new
not all of
episode.
the second season is out yet. They released the first 3 episodes, and it's going to be weekly after that.
Mhm.
I need to watch that too. We need to. I think we have like 2 episodes left of Umbrella Academy.
One.
Just the one. Fuck, man.
I
have a
didn't.
lot of-
Do that tomorrow.
I kind of watched it in the background as Lisa watched it. It's interesting. I like it. I think I like it better watching it the way that I am rather than like
Umbrella
focused.
Academy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I watch most
Sit
shit.
and watch it. Sit and watch it. You should.
I mean, it's certainly interesting.
Listen,
And-
I mean, to be fair, Klaus and Five are like the 2 best characters.
Right. There's no other reason to watch the show. I know that much.
Five on wonderful.
But like the one guy, like the one like agent guy, I like him too.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember his
The-
name.
Shoot. What was
Hazel?
it? Hazel. Yeah.
Hazel. Yeah. I was
And
like
then-
the guy that kind of has a woman's name, I guess. Like I've never heard of a guy with the name Hazel. My grandma was named Hazel.
That's the only person other than the guy in the show that I've known of named Hazel.
No.
I
mean-
like the scene where young Five meets old Five,
Mm-hmm.
and
They're fucking fighting each other.
it's so good because the old one actually kind of looks like he could be an older version of the young kid.
They do a pretty good job, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat where I have like a lot of things that people tell me to watch, and I haven't had time to get around to them. Despite everything being locked down, I still have not had enough time because there's so.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Legend of Korra.
Oh,
That's
you
on
gotta
That's
watch
a
that.
good show. I like it. A lot of people
Have you watched
say
that?
it's
A lot of people hate it, but
Yeah.
I only saw Avatar recently for the first time, so I like that enough that I figure it's worth watching the second show and making up my own mind on that one. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. I think the best science fiction show I've ever seen is The Expanse, and I haven't seen the new season of it.
I've
So,
heard so
I
many
think-
good things about that. That's another
I-
one.
I was
The
like
first
halfway-
2 seasons, it took like 4 episodes. It took like 4 episodes for me to really get into it. And then I could not stop watching it. I was so stunned when Amazon canceled that show. Or
did-
Sci-Fi canceled that show.
I think I'm like halfway through the second season. I think. But like things keep coming up and I stop watching it. So like I think the first time I lost a job, then the second time it was I was doing school too much and I couldn't fucking concentrate on watching a show because I had too much to do. And then I just started watching other shit. So eventually, like I liked it. It looks really nice. The science behind a lot of the stuff is pretty accurate. Like the movement of the ships and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool when they had. I heard about this. I haven't actually seen it, but like there's an inertial dampener or something like that slows a ship like 20%, and the crew is like paced on the wall from the rapid deceleration.
Yeah, it's this particular scene, and it involves alien technology that stops his ship, but dead. And so he's traveling like thousands of miles an hour as he approaches this thing, and then the ship stops. Then the special effect is particularly good.
So I look for sci-fi shows just to watch on my TV because it's like one of those big fancy TVs. So what was that other one? There was another sci-fi show that's on Netflix that I watched. I'm like, all right. It's got what's her bitch from Battlestar Galactica in it.
One with the dumb name. I know that's really descriptive.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the show and I haven't watched it, but I've seen other people like review the show and not like it so much.
Yeah, like it was fine. It was okay. It was an okay. It's not like a terrible show, but it was not a good show. But it looked really nice. So there's that.
I'm sorry, I just have to call attention. I love the way that we're kind of talking about shows, and Peter's just like, what the fuck?
He's watching a show right now. What are you talking about? I'm looking off to the side for.
No, I can't remember if I've seen all of The Expanse or not. I was just looking to see how far we got.
I know I haven't seen like the most recent season of it.
I think
So-
I'm caught up all the way. I think so.
Yeah, I will say in terms of Legend of Korra, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as Last Airbender, but I thought it was still pretty good because of the way that it expands upon the world building.
I watched the Last Airbender movie.
Oh no!
Oh no,
Oh,
you ruined
no!
it. It's all over.
I totally
Given-
forgot that was a
Given
thing
what
from-
they had to squeeze into that movie, I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. It's just that
Fucking
you
horrible.
can't do the show justice in 90 minutes.
No, it's like you literally like devoted 5 minutes per episode to the movie.
Right, that's really the problem. Is he was trying to kind of tell the entire like first 30 episodes of it in one movie. He was really sort of focusing on the first 20 episodes, like on the last 2 episodes of season 1. So he's trying to rush everything to get up to that point. But he has to also convey the entire world building. Like he set himself an impossible task and he failed.
Yeah.
Spectacularly.
But the special effects were good.
Oh, it hurts my heart that movie exists.
I haven't decided if I am enough of a masochist to watch it or not.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I mean,
Because
the only
As
way
you know,
that
with torture.
the only way that I would endorse watching it is if you are incredibly high and it's just on in the background,
Yeah.
or you've
Drinking game.
somehow turned it into a drinking
Yeah, I was
game.
gonna say I could make a drinking game out of it. Finally
Yeah.
get some of this mead drunk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it reminds me too much of like that. What was it? Dragon Ball Evolution. I was like, oh, no, just
With-
no.
With two of the leads from
That
Shameless.
That guy who plays Goku,
Oh.
he's in that sci-fi show that I was talking about on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
kill me.
He's in it.
I thought the kid who played Aang was good. I didn't have any problem with him.
Fucking
The other ones, like I thought the one guy looked like I forgot what's his name, the brother's name.
Sokka.
Yeah, he looked like Sokka a little bit, but nobody else sort of stood out. They didn't have time to do. Basically, it's an entire show that's about the details of the world and the characters, and they didn't have time to go into the details of the world or the characters. So
Did they at least have the beach volleyball scene?
Mm.
did not have that.
Man,
All right, let's get back into the game. We should maybe do some time where we just get together and shoot the shit, maybe. All right, so you guys are in the Winchester. It is completely boarded up from the inside. So any window, any door, anything is just bolted to the nines. There is a second story. You would know with the Winchester, that's for the rooms because it's not just a tavern, but it's also an inn. There is also a basement where there are stores of food. And so the person that greeted you, his name is... what was the name I came up His name is Matthew DeCaneth. So he kind of shows you around. There are a number of individuals who are trying to make makeshift weapons and putting together, pieces of clothing in a way that they might provide some kind of armor. Although it is incredibly hot in here, it's like a sauna, particularly because everything is closed up. So, the heat and the humidity is just kind of building from people's body heat. So it is quite uncomfortable. There's some other women and children as well, who some of them are trying to play and and some of the adults are working on distracting the children through some kind of storytelling or whatever, trying to keep them calm. And Mark, he asks if anybody would like a pint or a bit of water. We're working very hard to portion that out, but you guys having just come in, I imagine you probably could use a drink.
Yeah, pint of each, please.
So
I don't wish to use up any of your supplies.
We do have some supplies to last us some time. A single glass or pint wouldn't set us back very far. But if you do not wish to partake, that is your choice. So he goes behind the bar and gets some glasses. My God.
What the fuck is this?
2 live juice.
Of course it is.
As soon as you said it was humid, that's all I could hear in my head.
So Matthew, as he's getting each of you a pint, except for Solomon, and then also making sure that the woman and the 2 children that you guys brought in are being tended to. He says, "So, Flame's Hand, aren't you guys normally stationed in Thalios?"
We are. However, we have a special mission here, unfortunately. We will need to get to the cathedral. Do you know if there is a way to get across the city into that part?
Yeah, there's a couple of bridges. We're actually trying to figure out a way to get our survivors across the way, because from what we hear and from what we can see, High Hall remains in a sort of bastion that has been able to hold back the hordes of monsters of this realm. If you're trying to get to the cathedral, I'm not sure if you'll have any luck. From the things that we've heard and from what we could see across the way, it seems that there is some kind of barrier around the cathedral.
Well, we were told that If we are going to end this, whatever this is, we will need to get to the cathedral. So we must try.
Well, the first stop I would recommend is that you go to High Hall. Anybody that may be able to help you get to the cathedral would be there.
That
So
is not necessarily a bad bit of advice. It is possible that ultimately we need to find Jayla Duran. It is possible that she fled the cathedral and went to High Hall. If that is holding out, yeah, it would make sense that her power would help in protecting that place.
You know, I hadn't really thought of it that way. Certainly, I hope that Jayla is okay, and I pray to the Silver Flame that she is safe. But there is this wherever we are, it is insanity, the chaos, the creatures, that are hunting us, and some are slaughtered, others are taken, and the dead have risen from their graves.
We have
this
encountered
like
some
the
of
end
them.
Times.
Well, I don't know what you know, but our information is that this is Fernia, that the entire city has been transported here.
How can that be? An entire city transported to another realm of existence?
We don't actually know the details. We know that there was some massive ritual, and this may come as a bit of a shock, but Cardinal Grozen was involved in some sort of cultish activity that caused this. We were in Thaliost when it happened, and Grozen appeared there, and we uncovered that he was part of this cult. We were then transported here to try to undo the evil he caused.
Well, not before getting beaten by the Flame's hand.
I was
Yes,
here
there
before
was.
this happened. I saw the ghost
There are
party
many dark
performing
things
whatever
that are
ritual it
going on.
was.
I'm not quite sure I understand, but what you're saying is a lot to take in. Crozen? An enemy of the flame? That doesn't seem right. But we have seen many things here that don't seem right. So, what are those symbols on your foreheads?
Unfortunately, Crozen was able to mark us with these symbols as part of some ritual he was performing. Some magic burned them into our heads.
Supposed to bind our souls to something or condemn it. It's the same symbols that was used to bring this city here.
I feel certain that if we are to die in this place, our souls will never escape it as a result of being marked.
Well, there's no guarantee that our souls would have any better means of escape. This place is run by demons and devils, and they also seem to be fighting one another as well. I'm sure you've heard the battles going on, the sounds of war. That is armies of monsters fighting against monsters. They seem to be fighting over control, who gets to control the remains of Flamekeep.
And do you know who runs the factions?
No, none of us have been able to get any of that information. Anybody that gets close enough to those monsters, as I said, they're slaughtered or taken for worse things. much of what we've been able to gather in terms of intelligence is purely what we can observe.
Have you
So
seen
I would
people-
ask Ewan, do you know where these bridges are?
bridges across the chasm?
Yes.
I mean, I don't. The chasm wasn't here when I was here last, so
I can tell you where the bridges are. There are 2 of them, but be warned, they seem to be guarded by these monsters. So you will need to find a way to get past them.
are they attack on sight?
We haven't had any luck with even getting close to the bridges, let alone trying to cross them. We only know this because we have other people here that were, before they came here, were close to the bridge or had tried to cross. Those people, they mostly said that anybody trying to cross was attacked, but there are also some of them seem to be willing to make deals. At least that's something that we heard. I don't know if there's any truth to that. That's more rumor than anything that can be confirmed.
So after he explains where these 2 bridges are, I would ask Ewan, like, which of these 2 bridges would get us closer to High Hall?
North or South Bridge?
Let me look it up. So there are 2 bridges. One is to the far north, almost towards the northern edge of the city. The other one is a bit south of there, which would be potentially closer. Oops. It would get you a bit closer to High Hall, but the difference between the 2 is maybe a mile. And either way, there'd be still several miles of city to cross.
So either way, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah.
What, I mean, is there a path that would give us more sort of back alley? Perhaps? More
No,
cover?
no, either one would provide about the same amount.
So how long have you been holed up here?
Well, I've been here probably since the beginning. I happened to be here in the Winchester when everything happened. Others had come afterwards. I used my skill with magic to help seal up some of the doors and windows. I also provided our scout with a ring of invisibility so that he could provide us with information about some of the things going on around the Winchester and warn us if anything should happen. He was the one that Ewan grabbed.
Yeah, well. If I saw them, then you might not be as well protected here as you might think.
Well, we can't afford to not know what is going on outside. It's difficult to see when we have the windows boarded and the doors, but we need to make sure that we're protected. These monsters that we've seen, they come in all shapes and sizes. We've seen them twice as tall as a building, and we've seen them as small as a mosquito.
And you have done quite well in keeping this place functioning this long. I don't think we are in a position to question your tactics since you have been here much longer than we have.
Yeah, the only reason that we've been able to survive so far is because of the food and provisions here. If it weren't for that, we could not have made it as long as we have. And sorry, go ahead, Ewan.
You know where more of them are. These aren't going to last.
No, I know. That's why we're trying to make preparations to also head to High Hall.
So
How far out?
your friend who is invisible, the demons and devils do not see him.
I don't know if we can say that for certain. Certainly some of them are capable of seeing through the veil of invisibility, but not all of them. He is also careful, just in general, not to be in a position to be seen, whether visible or not. He previously made his or lived the streets of Flamekeep as a thief and cut purse. So he knows the city well enough and is able to, has a natural talent for staying out of sight.
I was going to say, it may, if we are successful and the flame is with us, it may be that we will find a way to end this. But I don't know how long that will take. I was going to suggest that in case we do find a way across the bridge, he might simply follow us so that when we find a way across, he could report back. As once we make it across, I also don't know how long it might be before we could get back here to tell you.
Well, that would certainly be useful.
And if we happen to fail, he would still be invisible and could come back and report that. At least you would get some more information about one of the two bridges.
Well, I hope for your sake and with the blessing of the Silver Flame that we do not fail. But yes, we are not quite ready to make that trip. We have people who are injured, and we are still trying to just figure out a way of surviving this situation. We've been fortunate as well because for whatever reason, the patrols of demons and devils and the battles going on have not been too close. The couple of times that they did come close, they did not stay long.
Are you capable of taking on 4 more? I'll look to our pickups that we have brought along with us.
Yes, absolutely. We will not turn anybody away. We need to keep people's spirits up, and we need to make sure that we are continuing to protect life as much as possible in this world of death and chaos.
I guess
Can't hear you, Brendan.
Still nothing.
About now.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, I think I turned it down. My bad. Yeah. So speaking of injured people, I could help. My services are here. I'm a doctor. What happened to your
Oh.
eye, good sir?
Ewing just rolls his eyes.
I lost it in a skirmish with some undead creature risen from the cemetery.
Hmm.
I was helping others make their way here when we were ambushed.
Well, that's not very good. And I don't think unless you had the eye on hand, I don't think I'd have any means to well create another one. So what can I do for you? Are you in pain?
I forget, is Dr. Sheev still deformed?
Yes.
Face half melted. What can I do for you?
I'm a doctor.
I can
I'm
cut
the
it off.
doctor. I can heal a lot of things.
So the guy just kind of stares at you blankly, and then he looks to Ewan. Is he serious?
He does have some skills, but I do not think he could help you with your missing eye. If anyone needs immediate treatment, I certainly could treat them. I have some skills with magical and mundane healing.
Yes, and I'm a practical doctor. He's the magic kind.
Well, we certainly have a couple of individuals who are wounded and need care. So he'll show you to some of them. There's a couple of people that are have been put up in the beds in the inn upstairs. So there's one person who has a pretty nasty wound to his stomach. Another one who is missing an arm. There's just the stump of a shoulder, and it's been bandaged and tourniqueted as well as it could be to staunch the bleeding. And then there's another person who looks like their entire body has just been ripped to shreds by some kind of animal, or maybe even dozens of small creatures like ripping at his flesh like piranha.
So, I mean, I would use closed wounds or medicine skill. Although I regret it, I'm not going to use spell slots because I feel like we may need them.
Mm-hmm. So, closed wounds, since, I mean, that can help stabilize some people, maybe stave off infection. In terms of actual healing, it wouldn't really provide any because as NPCs, they don't have hit dice, technically. But it can still be helpful. In terms of mundane healing, if you want to give me a medicine check, Dr. Sheev, if you guys are working together, you can pick whoever has the bigger bonus and then do it at advantage.
I have +7.
Okay, I have +4, so all you.
Have we been here long enough for a short rest, by chance?
Yeah, short rest is only 10 minutes now, remember? So if you wanted to take a short rest, you certainly could.
I'm doing that.
Okay. And so Solomon and Dr. Sheev, you're able to clean the dressings on for each of these individuals. Solomon, looking at the person who's with the stomach wound, they look like they have developed sepsis. So you know that at this point it's just a matter of time. This person is going to die. The other person with the missing arm, you've been able to clean that wound and should, as long as it and then you also have been able to at least seal the wound so that the tourniquet can be removed, since the tourniquet itself can create danger. But as long as they're able to keep that wound from being infected, he should be all right. The other person to worry about is the person with all the flesh that has just kind of been ripped up. That person required more extensive cleaning of the bandages. It's more difficult to say whether or not this person might be able to survive his injuries. But at this point, they're certainly not going to be able to move anytime soon.
Can they speak? Do any of them speak?
So the guy with that is mostly just been ripped up, he's sleeping pretty deeply, possibly even comatose from the amount of pain that he's probably under. The person with the stomach wound, he's able to speak, but it's really difficult for him. He's also very clearly, I mean, everybody's sweating, but he seems really clammy. And then the other guy with the missing arm, I mean, he's in a fair amount of pain, but he's probably best off of the lot.
How long are we planning on staying here?
Not much longer. We must move on.
Well, maybe on the road I'll think of something for this man here, and I'll think of, maybe I'll do a prosthetic or something for your new, well, to get you a new arm, you know? How about that, sir? Sounds good to me.
If you're leaving this place, then why would I trust that you'll be back?
Well, there's going to be someone following us.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I would just write down, I'd just look at him and I'd write a little note in my notepad and just walk away.
Notepad or your list?
You know, a bit of both. I think they're in the same book. Oh, actually, again, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sore are you right now?
Are you seriously asking me that?
It must be pretty high. I'd say an 7, right?
Ewan comes over and just fucking like grabs him by something. I don't know what. Just something on his head. Fucking, come on. Leave the man alone.
Fine. I'll be back for you, man.
Either do something now or fucking leave him alone.
No, I'll leave him alone.
That's what I thought.
Anything that anybody wants to do while they're here, or did anybody want to take advantage of a short rest?
I did. I rolled shit, but whatever.
Yeah, you did roll shit.
11 short from max.
So, in a short rest, would I be able to like fuck around with like one of my supply kits, so like alchemists or anything like that?
What would you be wanting to do with it?
I don't know, maybe like make some supplies for this group here to maybe combat the infections.
What kits do you have access to, or what supplies do you have access to?
Alchemists. What else is there? Herbalism, poisoners.
So yeah, I would say if you were able to get permission from Matthew to use some of the supplies, like some of the water or some of the food, specifically like the spices and things like that, you might be able to put some things together. Though Matthew is quite suspicious of you, your intentions, and what you're actually capable of. So how would you go about suggesting that to Matthew?
I would like come up with some made up medical term and say it's for that. And it's really, really important that I do this for the betterment of all the people here.
So
So I just try and,
what medical term would you come up with? So you come up to Matthew, and Matthew's like, Dr. Sheev, right? Did you need something?
Yes. So there's this concept which I've been thinking about for a while. Anyways, I've experimented on it various times. Maybe not so much here in Fernia, but in the morning I definitely have been well practiced. Well, hang on, now I need to come up with a word which sounds fucking weird. I'm drawing a blank here.
What sort of word are you looking for?
Just something which sounds medical but isn't.
Look up any of the human kingdom names in Lord of the Rings.
Or like
Those match antidepressants, not medical terms.
Same thing.
Shay, is that a pistol shrimp on your arm?
Yeah.
Mantis shrimp.
Mantis shrimp, yeah.
Okay.
Steampunk.
Nice.
So it's got like treads.
It's
and
got
shit.
tread, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah,
actual
so
hammers.
I was practicing the on the anatomy of the anthrax toxin autopsy of, hang on, I'm coming up with something else. Of a spider sac, and that gave me the idea to like help with infections. And it looks like in the back there, you definitely have a few of them. And I could use a couple of the ingredients around here to create some sort of antitoxin, sort of.
Why don't you just use
Sort
those
of.
herbs to create a tincture?
That'd be too
I'm
easy.
also proficient.
Yeah, so the thing that Matthew got caught up on was sort of. So he's looking at you. What do you mean sort of? Like, do you actually know what you're doing?
Well, do any of us know what we're doing?
I do.
Science is such a convoluted term that we don't really know what we're doing all of the time.
Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes it's more of art than science.
Con art, yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's it.
So Matthew just looks right at you, Dr. Sheev, and he says, "I don't trust you." But you could still roll. Are you? Because I feel like you're trying to deceive him. You're more deceiving him, trying to make
guess
things
so.
up than you are like telling the whole truth.
That's a good one. What is this? Eontology recapitulates phylogeny.
It's ontology recapitulates phylogeny.
Watch.
Hmm.
So he sees through your bullshit,
Oh,
but
that's it.
because it, I'm thinking that you as a character, but let me know if you're wrong, there's a
Mhm.
core of wanting to help, right? Even though you're talking out your ass, you're
Mhm.
trying to help, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is he?
Okay.
Is he?
Really, it is for the advancement of my experiments and stuff.
You.
But it is. I am trying to help
Who?
ultimately in the end.
Okay. But
From a certain point of view.
right.
Yeah.
But
Viewpoint of Sheev.
Lacis, you're also overhearing this conversation. It's
Yeah.
like, so do you interject or offer any?
I will offer that I feel that a tincture made with honey, oregano, sage, and basil could likely lower the infection or lower the fevers of these people, helping them to combat the infection.
That's not. That sounds like hippie bullshit.
It's called herbalism. You're using an herbalism kit, man. Where do you think ibuprofen comes from?
We only work in big pharma here.
So
Meanwhile, I work in holistics.
right.
That's the difference in these two.
So Dr. Sheev, while Matthew seems to get that there's a core seed in your bullshit that you're wanting to help, Lacis made it very clear that not only does she want to help, she also knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she does.
So he's gonna turn to Lacis and be like, are you able to help provide those mixtures?
I could, yeah.
Okay. I will show you to some of our foodstuffs and see if we have the proper ingredients for you to create those things. It would be certainly helpful to stave off infection as much as possible and be prepared for the long term.
I just imagine you and like watching, like looking back and forth as they go back and forth, and then like Matthew and Lacis walk off, and it's like the shave and like, you can leave.
I'm just looking at Brendan's face right now and imagining that's Dr. Sheev's face as well.
Damn it.
I'm surprised Dr. Sheev doesn't have like a consent form for people just to donate their bodies to his science. That he's
I
constantly
will
trying to
treat
get people
you,
to
but you
sign.
have to sign this form.
Mhm.
No need to read it.
Simple stuff. If you die, I get to use your body. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not responsible for anything that happens to you during
During
Or-
treatment
during treatment, before treatment, during treatment, or after treatment.
or after, yeah. But you give your body to my research.
Any additional limbs that you may sprout in the process of any procedures are mine to claim as I
Yeah.
see fit.
I'm thinking of Repo, the whatever musical.
The genetic opera.
Yeah, that's the one. I've seen it once.
So Lacis, go ahead and give me an herbalism check. You can use wisdom or intelligence.
Let's see, which better. Wisdom. There's a big question mark in there.
Because it's for which stat you're using.
Yeah.
So you'll select the stat when you roll it.
There we go.
Okay. Roll a d6 plus 1.
How do I add the +1 to it?
You could we'll just add it after if you want.
Oh, yeah. There's my proper rolling skills.
All right. So, given what you have in your herbalism kit and what they have to offer in terms of there are a couple of things that they don't have a whole lot of, which is the major limiting factor in what you can produce. So you're able to produce 2 tinctures, which each have 4 doses. And then Dr. Sheev, if you want, you could try to use what you have with your alchemist kit and everything like that. But your check will be at disadvantage without any additional ingredients to pull from the pantry and such.
Yeah, I think I'd try just in spite, you know.
So do you want, wait, when you say you try, does that mean you would try to steal?
No. I'd use what I've
okay.
got. Yeah.
Okay.
But I would try and create something. Yeah.
Okay.
Did that work? Oh boy. Yeah, that makes sense.
You
Yeah.
rolled a 5.
So you're not able to produce anything, but on the positive side, you also don't produce something that has an effect that you're not desiring.
I'd be like, I have made something. It's very important that you have it with Lacese's tincture or whatever she created. I don't even care. But you know, it's very useful if you like right after taking each results, like we can do some sort of controlled experiment here, and we'll use this one and this one, Lacese's, and create and find which one is better. Yes.
Matthew looks to whoever is around of the group and asks, has he had a major head injury recently?
Here, I'll make a placebo as well, so we can.
Because
you see his face,
sorry.
right?
I'm sorry. Yes, I do. It is quite horrific, though. I've been in this place. That's the rule rather than the exception. But I'm sorry, but is it just me? Like when I hear the words coming out of his mouth, they don't seem to be in the right order.
That's very insulting.
To be, I'll give him this. I don't expect it to kill anybody.
I could make that.
That doesn't inspire much confidence.
No.
Oh, I have no confidence in the man.
Look, here, have this one. This is not placebo, and this one I'm gonna label placebo, and then we'll label Lacese's one crap antidote, and we'll see how we go.
Look, Dr. Sheev, I'm not experimenting on any of the people that are in my care. It is my responsibility to make sure that they stay safe. And I'm sorry, but while it seems that you may mean well, it doesn't seem like you have the skill that you're purporting to have.
What exactly is your doctorate in?
I'm very well trained. I have trained with the head doctors in House Jurasco. I've been a healer here at Flame Keep for a while. But I'm a very practical doctor. And I'm trained in morning alchemy. Yes. None of you
You
guys
only
would
do it in the
understand.
morning.
No, it's in the morning. It's
Only
in
do it
seed.
when you're in mourning.
Yeah, well, sometimes, but
When you say morning, you mean like the day of mourning.
yeah. Chiropractor.
So you mean the Mornlands?
Yeah, the Mornlands, yeah.
What does that have to do with here?
I figured he'd have like a doctorate in English or something.
Doctorate in fashion.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I assume I am just off doing like just looking people over, doing what I can. But if I were there, I'd be a little afraid he was actually just trying to poison everyone. Which we may get to, given all the insults he's suffering. I do like that he's labeling it placebo before conducting his experiment.
Really not a double blind test.
It's a triple blind test.
Nope, just a blind, regular old blind.
As in, they might end up blind.
Maybe.
Maybe.
all right. So
All in the progress of science, I'm sure.
so
Exactly.
moving on. Is there anything else that people are doing while they're here?
I'm good.
Okay.
I took my shitty hit die roll. It's fine. If I take any more, I won't recover all of them.
Okay. So when do you guys want to start heading towards the bridge?
Well,
I'd want to, possible.
Yeah, I mean, I would be curious because if we left now and tried going, do I think we can make it there before we got like to nighttime? Whatever equates to nighttime. You know, we were well rested when we arrived.
Right. So it was probably in the morning when you arrived.
Not to be confused with the morning.
Right. Considering that you guys first encountered the bearded devils to save the woman and child, and then you saved the other kid from the ghouls and the ghasts, and then you traveled to the Winchester and you spent some time at the Winchester. It probably is about late afternoon now. So if you moved quickly, you could probably get to the bridge before nightfall, whatever passes for nightfall in this place.
We can get to the bridge by nightfall.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I mean, if we leave right now, it might be a bit of a trek before we get there. We still have some hours to kill. And who knows what will happen along the way.
So what are you recommending?
I mean, I'll go now. We just may have to, depending on what we encounter along the way, we may have to stop, find another place. And like saying that, I would like start to think of, you know, what's kind of along the way that might also be defensible. Potentially, semi. Underground?
Another pub.
Give us like a secondary target in case we don't think we can make it to the keep or whatever.
Hmm. So, Ewan, give me a history check.
Okay, let me see something here. Okay, yeah, I don't get it for histories. Okay, all right, history. Ah, fuck, come on, really? I'll action point it. Fuck it. Why not? All right.
You can't think of anything between here and the bridge that might be defensible. At least not as defensible as the Winchester is proving to be. I mean, based on what you saw down in the sewers, if you could bring enough material to barricade the different the different waterways, and because everything is bone dry down there, you're assuming that there's no water that you would need to worry about. So there's a potential for that, for you to set up, kind of like a situation down in the sewers that could be a temporary spot to kind of gather yourself or defend yourself if you need to rest. But that's the only thing that you can think of.
There was also unusual sounds down there.
Well, right. It's not going to be completely safe, but
Yeah.
you're in Fernia.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, in terms of like buildings that you're aware of and things like that, there's nothing that you can think of in particular that would be more or less defensible. I mean, that's not to say that along the way you might find something, but you don't know for sure enough to like head directly towards something like that, or plan your route or based on that. That
Okay.
makes sense?
Yeah. I mean, I'll explain that.
And we should keep our eyes peeled then. If we can find a place that is largely intact with a second floor like this one, perhaps we could hold out on the higher level.
Yeah. I'm all right to leave if everyone else is.
I am.
I looked to Lacis, and I looked to Lux, and I looked to Alyssa. And I just skip right over Sheaf. I like how it's both of Brendan's characters in your game and in Kurt's game that my characters are ignoring.
I think you might be racist.
Against Australians.
You're racist against Australians, you bigot.
Australia's not real.
That's true. Everybody,
That's racist
everybody who
too.
believes in the flat Earth knows that.
Oh.
Just actors.
Just actors.
How much do they pay you?
Not as much as Thor.
Or any of his brothers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are heading out?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so last time we had Ewan and Brendan making the rolls. This time we're gonna go with of course I closed it out. God damn it. Whatever. We'll do it this way. All right, Kurt. Describe a skill other than survival or athletics that you want to use to assist the party in getting to the bridge.
Okay. Oh, I will mix it up. I am going to use animal handling.
Ooh.
And first, before I say how I'm going to use it, I want to roll to see if I do really well or really poorly or somewhere in the middle.
I think that's appropriate.
So as we're going, we suddenly see ahead of us the yak monster with the flaming horns. Nearby in the rubble, I see there is someone's lost house cat poking around. And I go over and coax the cat into calming down enough for me to like handle it, and then like pat it so that it begins to run off, not sure what I'm going to do. The yak sees the cat and starts chasing the cat, which enables us to slip past.
Nice.
Glad it wasn't with disadvantage.
I was kind of with that. I thought that you might be animal handling the yak itself, which I would have allowed, but that works too. All right, so you guys see Kurt, through the use of this cat that he tried to calm, distract the yak well enough for you guys to get by. And then, so you guys are heading down an alleyway. And as you're heading down an alleyway, each of you begins to hear a voice in your head. Just kind of, well, first it's not quite a voice. It's more of a feeling of not quite boredom, not quite depression, but just a sense of restlessness, maybe. And then you hear a voice saying, just, what does it all mean? And then each of you hears, I'm sorry, I know this is not quite the norm, but would you guys mind stopping and chatting for a moment? Now, you guys are hearing this voice in your head, so none of you can kind of pick out the direction that the voice is coming from.
Solomon, you want to talk?
What? No, I don't know who is speaking, to be honest. It seems to be coming from everywhere.
Doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
Who are you? Where are you?
Oh, sorry. This is awkward. I'm guessing you don't speak Abyssal, so that's why I'm speaking to you through your mind. Now, please, don't freak out when you see me. But look up. And then when you look up, perched on top of one of the buildings is this.
I know this trick. You're not going to put any spiders in my mouth, are you? Ah. You're very interesting. Do you, lay eggs?
That's a bit of a personal question, but I'm glad that you think I'm interesting. I wish I thought the same of myself.
You have lovely wings.
Are they? They seem a bit blah to me. I mean, they get me where I need to go. They carry me. But they're no
Cat, I
peacock
would
wings.
cut you.
What the fuck?
That was,
Sounds like the
That was
cat did
scratching.
something.
how
That was
big is
Lassise
this
talking
thing?
to the demon.
Cease
My,
found the
what-
cat that had been chasing after, or that the thing had been chasing after.
You have very sharp claws, it seems.
I'm sorry, I may have made things a bit unclear. I'm not fishing for compliments. I appreciate it though. I'm just wondering, how does it feel to be mortal?
Well, like you could die at any moment.
And not come back.
I haven't
Yeah,
died yet, so
that's the thing about my kind. You know, I slaughter until I'm too tired to slaughter anymore. And then eventually I'm slaughtered. And then I just come back again in a different form, perhaps new memories, but it all just repeats. It's just so boring.
You ever consider a changing career?
That's one of the things, though, about my kind. I'm born to do this.
Says who?
Well, it's in my blood. It's in my DNA. Or perhaps that's not a concept that you guys are aware of.
I definitely am.
Fucking-
I'm a scientist as well as a doctor.
you could rebel against your DNA.
Yeah, that being said, we can go, right?
But it must feel good to have some sort of purpose.
He's having an existential crisis, Ewan.
Wait, your name is Ewan?
Shit.
It's just a nickname.
Ewan, if you wish to leave, I won't stop you. I'm just was hoping for a moment to talk things through. This existence it's so strange as I think about it.
Oh, well, I think there are people who help those like you. We're not really them.
Have you tried journaling your feelings? That's all I got. But unless you are interested in helping us overthrow whatever's going on here, I'm afraid we will have to help you with your existential crisis after.
What is it that you are trying to do? I mean, most people around here are just trying to survive. Do you have a goal other than survival?
I mean, we'd like to bring the city back to where it belongs.
Generally, this city does not belong on this plane. We should probably just put it back where it belongs.
How's
Where
that for a
does
change of pace?
But where does it belong? If not here.
Not here.
Different plane.
Well, on the mundane plane, of course. Have you been?
Who is to say, though, where something belongs?
Where it started.
I am. It belongs there.
Here's a novel idea.
But how do you know that it belongs there?
Trust the mortals. How about that?
He does make a good point. Maybe this was intended all along.
Jesus Christ, Sheev, shut
No.
the fuck up.
All in charge of our own destiny. It is our destiny to fix whatever happened here, and it could be your destiny too.
You speak of destiny, but how is that any different than my circumstance? Is it not my destiny to try to stop you, to slaughter others until I am slaughtered?
As I said, we make our own destinies.
How? I don't think you know what destiny means.
Yeah, these concepts do seem to countermind each other.
Destiny, it says what is to happen, whether it is your desire or not. It is a
Well, I have-
purpose
well, I have
assigned
heard
to
a-
you.
I have heard an interesting saying once. Destiny is what the gods decide for you. Fate is what happens when you disobey.
So
Any
then,
idea?
what would my fate be if I disobeyed?
Maybe you would
Make
cease
new
to
friends?
exist.
Or at least you would get to
Could
try
experience
something
final
different
death.
from your normal slaughter.
Yeah, that's got to be boring, right? Hearing the same old wails.
Whales?
Oh,
Oh,
wailing.
not creatures. Not like the.
I mean, there is a certain music to it, and slaughter is exhilarating. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just, I wonder if there is more to it all. Perhaps if I knew more about the life I was taking, I would have a better understanding of the value it held.
That is interesting. It's like after having a long day's hard work, and then you have a nice cold drink, it feels so much better, you know? Than if I had it without having that hard day's work.
What is this cold that you speak of?
Look where he's from, man.
Opposite
know
of
Yeah.
scalding hot.
Have you ever shivered before?
Sure.
Listen, stick with
Ecstasy.
us. Yeah, that's different. I get that one. I understand that one. You know what? Stick with us. Why not? Fuck it. Stick with us. Help us out.
Shadow
We'll help
us,
you
learn
shiver
the meaning
in a
of
different fashion.
mortality.
So, if I just join you, you'll show me something different?
Yeah, you've never fought for your life before.
Oh, I have indeed fought for my life.
No, like truly, like if you die, that's the end.
But it's not.
Exactly. So you've never truly fought for your life. I mean, really, what's the point of fighting if you know you're just going to come back anyway? You could just sit back and take it and save the energy.
But that's the point that I'm trying to make. What is the point?
Well, then learn from us. Every fight we do is for our lives.
We get
Don't you
We get
have
no
different
redos.
hobbies?
That's one of the reasons why I stopped you to talk with you, and I am grateful that you have listened. Because You as mortals, you have a much different understanding of life and death and change. How long has it been like that?
No
There's
idea.
recording
It says it's
on my
recording
end.
on mine.
It
Well, I
says-
just
It does
put
now,
it back. I just
Yeah.
put it back.
Ah,
Oh no.
Yeah.
How much of that did we lose?
I think it was only a moment. Because
Weird
suddenly my
conversation.
screen shifted.
hmm.
The screen share ended. Oh. Yeah, you know, it's more to it though. Like, help us out. You gotta really. You ever had a friend before?
I don't know this concept.
Ah, this is where we'll get you.
Wait, are you evil?
Sure,
What?
friendship is magic.
I am a
Looks
creature
evil,
born
doesn't
of
make
evil.
What's your name?
Roll your story die.
My name is Belganog.
All right, Belly.
Elganog.
You want a new perspective on life? Then I light up my pipe. Come on, join me.
What is that?
He might be immune to that.
Open your mind.
If I come down, you will not attack.
Oh, I will attack.
No, you won't, Solomon.
Solomon, don't be so rude.
Listen, the guy's trying to learn. Maybe you can convert him one day. Just not yet.
Imagine that.
Hold off for just a second. All right.
I will
Maybe
hold
you can
off.
learn something too.
There's not much that I can learn.
That's fair.
I will promise, give my word that when I fly down, I will do no harm so long as no harm should come to me by your hand.
I'll stand next to Lux just in case. We're the ones that don't have. Well, I guess Lux has a bow on her, but I'm like unarmed totally.
I'm an old woman.
Yeah, this thing doesn't know what the hell old is.
So,
Perception. I mean,
Maybe.
so the creature flies down, but it does so a few feet away from you guys, and timidly kind of takes a few steps forward, just to make sure that you guys are not going to attack it.
How big is this thing?
It's 7 feet tall.
I take a big puff from my pipe and then I extend it out to Belly, whatever his name is.
Belganog.
Belly, yeah.
So it reaches out with its long clawed limbs, and it takes the thing and it tries to imitate your inhaling it. It's a little difficult with its beak,
The beak.
but after a couple of tries, it is able to do so. This is an interesting taste to it.
You got to do like the other birds do. Like you got to inhale it and then spit it into his mouth.
That seems unpleasant. Is that really how mortals do this?
That's how some coastal birds do it.
Oh, any
Hey,
hands?
listen, and
He-
I like kind of like pat him slightly, and that's what friends do. We give each other shit, but only in talk.
Not literal shit.
That's fair. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if you did a shit. I would have a look.
You can ignore that one. That one is okay to ignore.
Depending on the
I-
type of shit, like what creature it comes from, it could be.
I mean, I don't mind.
I just like looked at Lassise like, what is wrong with you?
I do need to defecate.
Yeah. I'll
There's
do
a-
it.
Yeah, there's an alleyway over there. Go for
Oh,
it.
you don't need to do it in the alleyway. Just do it here.
Well, I guess I
Wanna
better be
watch.
hitting the old dusty trail.
Yes, I do want to watch. It's very interesting. I haven't seen a creature like this before. And maybe
Jesus
he'll
Christ.
do an egg.
Egg. Maybe he'll do an egg.
I've got something for you.
It's just
Like
how it works.
bird problems when you think you have to take a poop and it's just an egg.
Like, damn it!
Oh,
It wants to, but it can't because Sheev is watching it.
Right. You're nervous.
I'm like drawing a sketch. Oh, is this how he does it? Thanks. Oh, Eagle Man, I remember this.
so it doesn't do anything like that. It just kind of looks around like strangely and is like, is this what mortals really talk about?
I am as confused as you are.
Sadly, sometimes the conversations do tend to lean towards a lot of bathroom humor.
This isn't funny. This is a scientific observation.
And then he's just weird.
He does always talk like that.
So you mentioned that you are trying to move this city somewhere where it belongs, that you are creatures of destiny.
Yeah, we've been told as much. I'm not that convinced.
I was just half-assedly waxing poetic, but sure, we're creatures of destiny.
Fact of the matter is, we've been told that we can bring the city back, so we're going to try.
Well, I suppose if I am to experience change, it is worth trying it with you mortals. So you said that you would like help with something in your endeavors.
Well, there is a bridge we need to cross. And we're unsure if it's well guarded. We're assuming it is.
The bridges, yes, they are heavily guarded.
Mm. Yes, we're unsure which one is probably the safer one of the two, you know?
They are both equally guarded, and it is by creatures of great power. I can help with knowledge.
Yes. Well, what is the deal with these parts? Is there like a demon hierarchy or how what can I write down? What should I know?
You should know that the bridge, each of the bridges, they appear to be covered in religious runes. I do not know which god they are meant for, but my kin, while they have seen these runes, they do not know what they do. However, I know. I do not know how I know. Perhaps in a previous incarnation, these runes can be, what is the word? Activated. And when they are activated, they can act to consecrate the ground. Makes it very unpleasant for my kind.
Interesting. And it hasn't been activated before, or have you seen someone who's done it?
No, I recognize the runes, but I do not know from where. I do not know how I know this. It is one of the memories left over from an incarnation past.
How does one activate these runes?
A mortal of strong faith must spill his blood in sacrifice upon one of the runes. I do not think it means all of their blood, but some.
Can I insight, see if he's telling the truth, or from what I can, I don't know how I would
What
the insight of a
ticks?
demon.
What ticks or intonations would you use to determine if he was telling the truth or not, given that he's speaking directly into your mind?
Oh, okay. I don't know. If he was like speaking normally, I'd be able to like tell if he was like, I don't know, flapped his wings at a certain time, or but I don't know if he's speaking right to my mind, not a clue.
I'll
He
let
might
you
still do that.
I'll let you do an insight check at disadvantage.
All right. Well, yeah, I expected as much.
So, this is what it is like to help rather than slaughter.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is part of it. Sometimes we gotta fight.
It is not as exciting as slaughter, but it is different.
Have you fought some of your own kind before?
All we know is fighting. Fighting others of my kind. Fighting mortals. And all is fighting. All is slaughter.
We aren't fighting.
Yeah. And it seems like you've broken the cycle. Good for you.
We shall see if change is lasting. But it is good to try something new. And it is good to find mortals willing to speak rather than fight.
How is the cat reacting?
Unimpressed.
Okay.
How was Lux reacting?
Just making sure he doesn't take too many tokes from her pipe.
Oh, the creature gave it back to you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious, Solomon, as the most firmly religious of the group and the most against demons and things like that, what's going through, or what is Solomon experiencing as this conversation is going on?
He's extremely confused. I mean, this thing's not attacking us, so there's that. It's been made clear that people don't want to attack it. So he's probably looking back and forth kind of at everyone as they're talking, trying to figure out why we're not attacking this thing.
When are we going to
Right.
attack this
He
thing?
he doesn't really understand the nature of the creature's problem. Like, it's admitted that it's evil. It's admitted that it likes slaughter. It doesn't, it seems to have some weird interest in, like, being our friends, but not really. It gave us some useful information, so I guess it paid off that we didn't attack it right away. But yeah, he doesn't know. Even I don't know. Are we inviting this thing along? Are we going to have 2 evil members of the party?
Well, up until it lays an egg. Yeah.
You don't know it, but this is Brendan's next character.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot to tell you guys. Yeah.
So he's being silent just because he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. I will continue to try this thing. This not slaughter. Here. As a token of my appreciation. And he pulls one of his feathers from his wing and hands it to Lux, since Lux was the one that gave a toke. And then the creature says, if you crush that feather in your hand, it will call me to you. If I am feeling generous at that time, I will appear and lend aid in what manner I can.
Huh. That's very kind of you, Belganog.
I have never been described as kind before. It is strange, but it is change, and change is something I desire. I must be off now. It is time for me to feed, and I would rather not feed upon you. You have helped me greatly with this conversation. Goodbye,
Goodbye.
mortals. Perhaps I will see you again.
Bye, Belganog.
Thank you for not feeding on us. That is true friendship.
And then he looks at Ewan, because Ewan is the only one whose name he knows, and he says, "Goodbye, Ewan."
Right. First step of becoming friends is knowing each other's names. And friends don't hurt friends.
Yes, well, we will see. Goodbye.
Oh, that's not just that.
and he flies away.
Yeah.
Are we making friends with the devils now?
At
It
least
seems
with
that
one,
way.
if we can help it.
I mean, up until now, we've just been killing everything we came across. It was time for a change.
And that seemed like a nice demon, you know? We should have, well, I should have probably brought up that armless man. Maybe he could have fed on him. He was Oof. He wasn't very nice.
Are we making friends with 2 devils now?
Ignore him.
Maybe.
Listen, imagine how happy your god might be if you converted a devil to his cause.
I laugh at that. The silver flame is not a god. It is a cosmic force.
Okay,
Still,
whatever the fuck you want to
surely
call
you
it.
get brownie points.
I do not believe that that thing is going to become good. It is only a matter of time before it falls back into its evil ways.
Oh, it's
Well-
definitely falling back right now. It's a progress. It just happened instantly, right?
It's the same way that I need
You can ignore
bodies
him.
to the same way that I need bodies to help my science is the same way he sustains himself. So, we're cut from the same cloth. And
We
and
let
anyway,
this devil.
Solomon,
We let this devil go. He is undoubtedly going to find someone to feed upon.
and maybe
Oh, if that's all there is to feed upon, what else are you going to feed upon?
He may be vegan.
and I think you and him have a lot more in common than you think, Solomon. He likes to slaughter, so do you.
I do not enjoy slaughter. Unless
I saw
Let
that smile
alone-
on your face in that room.
I am very confused.
What is happening?
He might be thinking of me. I don't know.
Well, if
Get
we
moving.
can make it to the bridge without fighting devils, it probably improves our chances. So I will let it go at that. If there are other times we are not supposed to fight evil in order to chat with it on the street, please let me know.
Hmm.
Will do.
All right. So now let's see who's up. All right, Peter. Use a skill other than animal handling, survival, athletics, and that to overcome some obstacle on the way to the bridge.
Acrobatics.
Okay.
Roll.
Out.
Oof.
I do have an action point that I shall use.
You rolled twice as high on your die.
We have one action point, or do we have two?
Is that the what?
I think
Go
you only
on.
have one at this point.
Okay.
All right. So, so along the way, you guys encounter this crater in the ground, leading to where you can see that the sewer is exposed, and Lux felt like, because so much time had passed from the talking with the devil thing, the bird thing, that there is a way across this chasm.
A walkboard.
And Lux decided that she wanted to be the one to show everybody that it is safe.
Yes, because if an old woman high carrying a cat can get across this crater on a walkboard, the rest of you should.
Unfortunately, she does not manage to do so.
Guess it's not safe.
So Lux, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Oof.
All right. So you fall into the depths of below into the sewer. You manage to avoid taking any damage. You do get covered in dust and soot and everything. Slobberchops is not happy with this.
So nothing's changed.
But now Lux is about 40 feet down in this rubble, and there's not a real easy way of climbing down and getting her out.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter if it's an easy way. I have rope, so I would hand like one end of the rope to Ewan, and then I'm going down into the pit.
Just lower it down. Have her climb up.
That is a better idea.
Yeah. I'll still hold on.
So as you guys are lowering the rope, you hear that sound of water rushing. And from in one of the tunnels, right next to where Lux is, there are 4 blood red lights. And eventually, from in the tunnels, emerging forth is a caterpillar-like creature with 4 eyes that just about fills the entire width and circumference of the tunnel. And it opens its mandibles, and the sound that it makes is like the crashing of waves. And it sees Lux, and it goes nuts.
Oh boy.
Climb faster.
So this is not going to be a combat. It's more of a skill challenge, but it could turn into combat. So
It's going to turn into combat.
So go ahead and everybody roll initiative to see who acts first with all this happening.
I have a feeling this thing won't want to toke off my pipe.
I did it again.
God damn it.
All right, Ewan, Dr. Sheev, and Lux, each of you can get a chance in before this creature. So Lux is about 40 feet down, probably about, at this point, 20 feet away from the wall, or at least the edge of where everybody is standing. The creature is probably about 15, 20 feet away from Lux. So it's like coming from the side that you guys are facing. It's coming from your side, so right side, Lux's left.
Are we making friends with this thing?
looks a bit hungry. So is Lux like grabbed onto the rope yet, or
No, she's 20 feet away from the edge.
okay? I mean, I guess there's rubble and shit around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I see the thing?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's like a giant sewer worm. Like its entire body is like barely able to fit into the tunnels.
That's fine. I mean,
So just to give you a sense of the size.
I just want to draw its attention.
Okay, so how are you going to try and draw its attention?
You got a thumper?
I'm gonna throw something at it. Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw a rock.
Okay.
Like just a stone. I'm like a brick. Yeah. Come over here.
Okay. Go ahead and make a improvised attack roll. You know, it's not an easy thing to miss, but you managed to do it.
Yeah, apparently. Rolling a 2. It's fine. I mean, as long as it's like lands in its vicinity, just trying to draw its attention.
It doesn't draw its attention. At least it's not more distracted by that than it is at the juicy creature it sees before it.
Okay.
Anything else you wanted to do, Ewan?
Grab the rope. But no, I guess not.
Okay.
All right.
Lux.
So the rope is on the side, right? Coming down this. It's not like in the middle.
No, it's at the edge of where everybody is standing, which is 20 feet away from you.
Okay, so I'll burn a key point and run and jump and grab the rope and try to bound up the side.
By mistake.
All right, give me an acrobatics check.
I like it.
Okay. So you are able to bound up fairly well. You're probably about 30 feet up the rope. You still have another 10 feet left to go.
It's up to Dr. She.
Oh, Jesus.
Can't like assist with that, pull it up or whatever.
Yeah, a 10 feet pull. I'll put on my rubber gloves and get ready to pull. Can I do that? Use an athletics check or something?
Give me an athletics check.
Oh yeah, here we go. Gotcha. You're safe. Do you know what? I'm going to use an action point for you, Lux. We don't need you dead. We need you and dead. There you go, buddy. Up you come.
Okay. So you're able to pull Lux the 10 feet up. Before Lux is able to get completely up, though, this creature seems to spit something at in Lux's direction. So Ewan, Lux, Dr. Sheev, and Solomon, because I assume that you were originally throwing the rope down, correct?
Yeah.
Each of you give me dexterity saving throws.
I'm great at these.
Oh.
Okay.
What the hell? I'll use an action point. Slightly
Okay.
better.
So this creature spits out some kind of sticky substance, but you are able to pull Lux away from the edge, and everybody gets clear before it can capture anybody in this stuff. And then it hisses again in a hiss that is more like waves crashing on a stony edifice, and then it slowly sinks back into the tunnel.
Well,
Come on, Chief. You're telling me you're not going to try to throw some kind of syringe at it with a rope or something and try to get a sample as it goes by?
where did the like the stew or whatever go? Did that like end up on a wall somewhere, or did it just didn't make it up? Or
There's probably some that are on the very edge.
oh, good. I'll take some of that.
Okay. Give
Get
me a
myself a
strength
sample.
saving throw.
Oh no, am I gonna fall in the hole now? Oh boy.
All right. So, Sheev, your hand is stuck. You try to pull it away.
Oh.
It's not coming away. You try to take your hand out of the glove. It's not coming out of the glove either.
What's the matter there, Doc?
There's this substance it is puked up. It's very sticky, and I may need a few extra hands. Not to touch it, of course, but
We
to
may
get
have
me
to
out of here.
amputate.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Luckily,
hope
you've
not.
been luckily you've been coming up with designs for prosthetics, I hear. So
That is true.
Where's your
but
axe? Or you got an axe, or somebody got something? We could take
How
this out.
about-
I mean, if your prosthetic is for a whole arm, we could take it off at the shoulder.
Oh,
Be a lot easier, probably.
it's gonna be so much slower to do my experiments. That can't. No, we just help.
I'll grab him by the scruff and yank on him.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Hell yeah.
I'm holding you now.
No, you ripped my arm off.
Yeah. Like,
No,
oops, my bad.
Not an arm, but
A piece of the ground comes up.
you lose the tip of one of your remaining fingers, because I think you're
Oh,
missing a finger, aren't you?
I've got 4 fingers on one hand. I think it
Who
was.
needs them? You don't.
So you lost just the very tip of one of them, because
Yes, that's it.
Ewan was just too strong.
Oh, you barbarian.
So you're bleeding pretty profusely right now.
Mm,
You want me to
Damn it.
reattach it?
well,
Get a sample.
I just look at it and I'm like looking around at everyone. Oh well, and I just put it in my mouth.
Okay,
It's like,
your mouth
fix
is filling with blood.
Yep, it'll be okay. Don't worry. And I just like spit some out of the side.
As somebody who has actually chopped off a good chunk of the tip of my finger, it's a lot of blood. You can't just put
Yeah,
that in your
no.
mouth.
I have to, yeah.
It's got to stop eventually.
And it's incredibly painful to do that.
There's a lot of heat around here. Just cauterize it.
Ooh.
Yeah, is there an open fire somewhere?
A really hot stone.
Yeah.
It's the hot
Heat up-
stick.
Yep. Heat up one of my darts.
We'll figure this out
Lacis, can't you produce flame?
in the most painful way possible. We'll figure it out.
Maybe. I don't think I have that prepared.
Oh.
Gotta be some sort of hippie sort of
create
cure
bonfire.
for this, right?
Uh,
I don't know if you deserve some sort of hippie cure for this.
Oh,
Solomon could maybe call some sacred flame.
on my hand?
Silver flame,
Radiant
cauterize it.
Well, I don't really need this finger, I guess.
I think the simpler way would be simply to tie a cord around it to stop the bleeding first.
Well, that's a good way to amputate it. I know that much.
Okay. So this whole time, Dr. Sheev has been bleeding. Dr. Sheev, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
The smell of the blood brings the creature back.
this was Lux's skill challenge, not mine.
Right, and Lux failed the skill challenge, and then Ewan got a nat 20, and both of those combined mean bad luck for you.
This isn't fair.
So Dr. Sheev, you managed to avoid passing out from all the blood loss. But you're bleeding a lot. And it doesn't seem like you've really been hurrying up to.
Bring on the holy flame, quick.
I'm going to go over and take some cord and wrap it around to stop the bleeding, first of all.
Okay.
I assume I can try to sacred flame just the end of his finger once the bleeding has more or less stopped.
Isn't it just like ungodly hot? Surely there's
You
just
just
some
touch the
hot
floor.
rocks
Yeah.
somewhere that you can just
Oh, that's a
stick
good
on
idea.
it.
It's not that hot, at least not in the immediate vicinity of Flame Keep yet.
So we can't just cook eggs on the ground.
I mean, that would still take time. Dr. Sheev doesn't have that much time to like just wait around and hold his finger to a hot rock to cauterize it.
Tie a tourniquet and then just
we
make
do.
it stand there.
So Kurt, I'll let you use a medicine check to see how well your Sacred Flame does.
We need a level.
Okay, so you're able to control it finally enough to just cauterize the end of his finger.
I do like the image of him having like the cord tied around his finger, and then he just has to hold his finger against the burning heat for like a couple of minutes. And we're like, would you please stop screaming?
It's a 10. It's a 10. 10 in pain. I'll write this down.
Show you a 10. Give me a sledgehammer.
All right, so you guys managed to deal with this situation, mostly intact. All right, so eventually you guys do come to one of the bridges, the southernmost bridge. From your vantage point, you can see a couple of the creatures that are patrolling the bridge. It seems that there are 3 main creatures. So let me. All right, this side. All right. So, wait. So, from your vantage point, you see this creature is one of the creatures patrolling the bridge.
A new friend.
Let's
And
go for a chat.
And you see this guy. This guy's probably like 8-10 feet tall. And then you see this guy.
He looks like several new friends.
Interesting.
And
I've
then
seen a few of these. Well, not exactly these, but things which look like them from the morning.
And then from your vantage point, you can see across the chasm right next to the bridge, something seemed to emerge from the bedrock below the bridge, and a figure begins climbing up the bridge, and then it goes and it's kind of pounding its fists on the ground across from the bridge, and it's like 25 feet tall, this creature.
Well, let's try the other bridge.
No, this is clearly one we
Well,
got to fight.
Our
Straight up.
friend said that both bridges are equally well protected, so
Oh,
Solomon, and let's see, who else would probably notice?
Shay has the observant feat, doesn't she?
Is that what I picked up? Super tough things.
Yeah,
I do.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me just double check that.
So your passive perception would be like 19 or something?
Where is all that shit? I know I have it. So yeah, Solomon and Lassice, you would both notice the runes that are carved in along the sides of the bridge. They're on the sort of the outside, along the wall of the bridge, and so you guys can both see where those kind of start. And I think that's a good stopping point for the night.
Okay.
fuck.
We just got to sneak past, guys. It's fine.
Oh, real sneaky.
It'll be totally fine.
Just have to find a way to go on the underside
Boy.
of the bridge.
Yeah, maybe if we had some of that sticky glue stuff, we could have like Spider-Man underneath it.
If only you could have harvested it without losing your tip of your finger.
Yep. Well. Yep. Just gonna need Ewan's kung fu grip to get underneath the bridge.
I mean, that one thing did climb up the side of the bridge, so it could climb back down too.
Oh boy.
But we could always summon our new friend to come help us.
We don't know what the what is it? The glyphs do either. Really, all we know is that it prevents them going into it.
No, he said it consecrates the bridge or something similar, so
Okay.
makes it uncomfortable for them to be there. Which is not the same as instantly destroys them or chases them away.
So what did people think of tonight's session?
Good
I thought it was
stuff.
good.
Yeah. Got a
Very
little.
weird turn.
What's that?
Took a very weird turn with the demon.
Yeah.
The existential crisis demon. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought that would
with
be
the demon, I would have said I'm not playing the right character to engage with a demon having an existential crisis. But I do think it's an interesting concept. If it weren't Solomon, like then maybe I would have embraced. Have you accepted the silver flame as your savior? Come, I will guide you to the light.
And then it would have burst into flames like a vampire.
And maybe then get to experience final death. That's all he
True.
wants.
It'd be something new for him.
For the first time, for the last time.
I mean, we could summon the demon and then have him like fly us one by one across the rift until he decides, nah, and then just starts dropping us.
Yeah.
Then I had that thought, and then I was just like, no, I don't trust him to do that.
Yeah, the scorpion and the frog problem.
What
Yep.
kind of bridge? Is it like a rope bridge or?
It's a stone bridge,
Okay.
and it's probably about 30 feet wide. Probably like 150 feet long.
So, like these bridges, like what does it look like? I mean, Solomon doesn't really necessarily know. He's been here before, so I guess I would know that like these bridges weren't like a thing that was here previously.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, and it's a weird construct because the bridges weren't there. Flame Keep wasn't originally split in the way that it is.
Mhm.
But you know what, these constructs seem to have popped up from the city in some way, and something clearly laid the groundwork of these holy runes to be used. But you know, where those things came from, how this came into existence, who knows? At least at this point.
So, can we see any detail on these runes? Like what language they're in, or?
So they would be in Celestial. Does anybody speak Celestial?
I don't.
Nope. Has it got anything to do with deep or primordial?
Mm-mm.
No words crossover. Okay.
For goblin?
Mm-mm.
Because they
But
said, like, the blood of the faithful will activate it, and I didn't ask at the time, but faithful
Who's
to
faithful?
what?
Yeah.
good question.
We should
The
have never
devil.
cauterized his finger.
Sure, well,
Yep.
we could just, break off the tip.
Yeah, you know, I had to have some body horror in here tonight.
I'm gonna look so messed up by the end of this.
You'll belong in the Mournlands.
I will. I'll be a creature there. Ugh.
So yeah. Anybody have any questions about anything that happened tonight? Anything that didn't make sense?
Oh, I wasn't sure whether or not they were sending that invisible thief along with us to see how we get across the bridge.
I mean, it seemed like Matthew agreed that would be a good idea to at least, keep an eye on, one, how you guys do as a gauge of how well they might be able to do, and also to prepare for what obstacles are in their way. But of course, if he's doing his job, you won't know that he's there.
Right.
So
And he
that
may have
guy
given up
maybe
on us
just
after.
watched us talk to that demon.
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe at that point he's like, "Oh, I see, they're evil," and then he left.
Maybe
Well-
the demon went to feed on him. Maybe he could see him.
So that's a good question. So you guys, if you guys want to give a perception check to see if maybe thinking back on it, did this creature seem like it was also seeing something else, or if its attention might have been split?
I was too confused to worry about it.
That might be like a part of like the insight thing, which I did. I still suck at it. Oh, we all suck.
I would say this. I was actually really surprised that when you said that the invisible guy had a ring of invisibility, that Dr. Sheev wasn't like, "What?"
I was thinking of a way to get it. Then I got distracted.
I
Yeah, I was
almost-
kind of surprised too that nobody was like, "Gimme."
Yeah.
I actually thought about it, but again, it's like I wasn't gonna. Their ring of invisibility. We need it more than you do. Like they need it to stay alive.
Yeah.
Plus, I kind of figured like Dr. Sheev would find the invisible guy and cut his finger off to get it, or bite it off like Gollum.
I'm gonna start looking like him soon, so
So Ewan, your perception is high enough. You don't recall the demon or devil or whatever it was that you guys spoke with having its attention split or seeming like it was watching somebody else at all during your guys' conversation. It was pretty much primarily focused on you guys, at least
Okay.
during your conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we were the only ones talking, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
yeah.
Luckily, the guy doesn't know my whole name, so he can't like gate me somewhere.
He just starts name dropping you everywhere he goes.
I have a new friend
Yeah, I
named
met this guy
Ewan.
named Ewan. Yeah, he's alright. He's pretty cool.
Travels with an entourage.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you guys are going to be in battles and they're going to be like, wait a minute, are you Ewan?
Are you
Yeah.
the Ewan?
All right, is everybody good to play next week? And then we'll get back to our schedule every other week.
Should be.
Could be.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. Talk to you
Well,
later.
take care, everyone.
See ya.